Rafael Nadal has an advantage going into the round-robin stage of the ATP Finals after being drawn to lead the green group. The top seed in Turin has a winning head-to-head record against all three of the other players in his group, something that not even Novak Djokovic can boast, as he is tied with Andrei Rublev in the red group. Nadal is playing just his second tournament since the US Open at next week's ATP Finals and will be hoping to end his season on a high, with the year-end #1 ranking on the line as well as his first trophy at the season-ending championships. And the 36-year-old will be able to go into his round-robin stage with an advantage, as he is the only player of the 8 in Turin to hold a winning record against the rest of his group. As the top seed, the world #2 heads up the green group, which also includes Casper Ruud and this year's 2 ATP Finals debutants Felix Auger-Aliassime and Taylor Fritz. And the Spaniard will be able to draw on his past experiences of playing his three rivals, as he beat the Norwegian in their only meeting during the French Open final this year, and also has a 2-0 record against Auger-Aliassime, including another match win from Roland Garros earlier this season. The 36-year-old also has a winning 2-1 record against Fritz, winning their first meeting in Acapulco back in 2020 before the pair split their two meetings this season, with the American beating Nadal in the Indian Wells final before the Spaniard got revenge by winning their 5-set epic in the Wimbledon quarterfinal. Not even Djokovic can boast a winning record over every player in the red group, which is headed up by second seed Stefanos Tsitsipas. The Serb has a 9-2 record against the 24-year-old and has not lost to him in more than 3 years, and also leads his head-to-head with 2020 ATP Finals champion and fellow Red Group member Daniil Medvedev 7-4. Rublev is the only man who ruins it for the Serb, as the pair are tied at 1-1 in their head-to-head, with Djokovic beating the world #7 in the round-robin stage of last year's ATP Finals in Turin before the Russian got revenge by beating the 21-time Grand Slam champion on his home turf in this year's Belgrade Open final. Meanwhile, Auger-Aliassime is the only man in the 8-player field to have a losing record against everyone in his group. As well as his history against Nadal, the 22-year-old is 1-2 against Ruud, with his only win coming in 2019, and lost his only match against Fritz at the ATP Cup back in January. Extending out to the players in the opposite group, the Canadian also has a losing record against everyone except Djokovic after beating the 5-time former ATP Finals champion at the Laver Cup in September to level their head-to-head at 1-1. But Auger-Aliassime goes into Turin in the form of his life, softening the blow of his tough record against his green group rivals. Nadal finds himself in the opposite position, holding the best record against his group but coming in following 2 months on the sidelines and one defeat to Tommy Paul during his comeback at last week's Paris Masters. But his time away from the tour could work in his favor, as he goes into Turin feeling fresh and avoiding his biggest rival Novak Djokovic until at least the semi-final stage if both men make it out of the groups.